Welcome, guys. I know this has been nerve-wracking for you guys. I know you've worked really hard to get here. You've done a lot of good things to get invited to this combine. All we're asking is to give it your all.
Go, 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 go!
To be an NHL player, it's your job to train. The ones that don't stay in the NHL long. The ones that do can have a chance to play for over 1,000 games. Congratulations.
The 2026 Upper Deck NHL Draft is approaching.
Good, and just don't go beyond your shirt and don't let it snap back up. There you go. You should feel like your scaps are hugging the roller.
18-year-old Gavin McKenna has been preparing his whole life for this.
Left big toe hard into the rubber, hinge, row and stand, right?
For him and hundreds of hockey players around the world, this is the moment of truth. The draft is where teams build their future, spanning 7 rounds over 2 days. This year, 223 players will be selected by 32 National Hockey League franchises. While being drafted at any point is a privilege and an opportunity, being drafted on day 1 in round 1 comes with greater pressure, scrutiny, and stakes. Simply put, the higher the draft pick, the higher the expectations.
Drive.
Every team has the exact same goal, to win. And all of that begins at draft day.
The top of the draft feels very strong. There's a nice mix of forwards and defensemen that are really forcing us to be very thorough in how we're approaching this.
Find the best player. We're really looking for a cornerstone type player.
Top picks are invaluable, and this year's draft is filled with undeniable talent.
Gavin McKenna, 18, left wing.
Ivar Stenberg, I'm 18 years old, and I'm a forward.
I'm Caleb Malhotra, I'm 17, and I'm a centerman.
Chase Reed, 18 years old, right defenseman.
Keaton Verhoff, I'm 17, I'm a defenseman.
Winger Gavin McKenna enters the draft as the #1 ranked North American prospect and the consensus favorite to be picked first overall.
We'll change of direction here.
When it comes to the dynamic offensive talent, no one in this draft has what Gavin McKenna has.
What really stands out is the hockey IQ, the way he sees the ice, the way he's able to find open players. Gavin McKenna stands out more than any other prospect.
The biggest challenger to McKenna to be the top pick is Ivar Stenberg. The Swedish winger is the #1 ranked international skater.
Yeah, here we have my grandparents, really good grandparents, and yeah, I really love them. So.
Ivar Stenberg, he is a player that is going to bring stability to a franchise for years to come.
He has a lot of skill and he can make some really high-end plays. Those are the things about Stenberg that gets me really excited.
He plays the game at a pro level, and so that puts him in a category where he might be closer to the NHL than some of the other kids in this draft class.
Caleb Malhotra is the top-ranked North American center.
We're gonna start with some passing over there. Catch and shoot.
His father, longtime NHL player Manny Malhotra, is the new head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Come draft night, it will be all eyes on Caleb once Vancouver is on the clock.
Caleb Malhotra is a player that I think all scouts and general managers can appreciate because just of the way he played.
He might be the most complete forward, top to bottom in this draft class, a 6'2" center who plays the full 200 feet, who competes, who those in Brantford believe is going to be a future captain in the NHL. He's kind of the ideal center.
Watch my wall now. Break it.
Defenseman Chase Reed is the top-ranked American prospect.
See that? That's NHL speed.
Chase Reed is the presumptive top D prospect in this draft class.
Chase is confident. He knows that he is an exceptional talent. And he also knows that if you want something, you have to work for it.
Keaton Verhoff, the 4th-ranked North American skater, is a defenseman with NHL size and NHL pedigree.
Let's catch some keepers, too.
Keaton Verhoff is another big-time player in this draft, and by big, I mean 6'4".
He watched his cousins Colton and Kirby Doc and what it took for them to both get to the National Hockey League.
Big, strong, right shot, two-way defenseman. His hockey IQ and the way that he can be deployed in all situations and the leadership approach speaks for itself.
These players will shape the NHL in the years to come. Their future is at stake. And over the next few weeks, they'll continue to prepare. They'll attend the NHL Combine, a chance to make a final impression on NHL teams. And teams will continue their work as the right decisions on draft day can transform a franchise. And a little luck along the way doesn't hurt.
Aaron, what do you enjoy most about this whole process?
The uncertainty, right? I mean, you don't know what's going to happen until the ball pops up.
It's just amazing. We do a couple rehearsals, and it seems like you have a different winner every time. What balls are going to come up when we put the TV cameras on? It really can be anybody at any time.
5 seconds.
The time has come. Mr. Commissioner, please get our first draw started.
Please start the machine.
And so again, we have 2 drawings tonight. The first one for the first overall pick, and then we'll do it again for the second overall pick.
Number 7.
Ball number 1 is a lucky number 7. No one has been eliminated.
Number 2.
A 7 and a 2. Washington out.
11.
11. Whoa. So you see the teams in gray. They are out. 8 teams are the ones. Perhaps palms getting a bit sweaty. It comes down to one bouncing ball. Who gets the first pick of the draft?
Draw. 12. The number 12.
The number 12, the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the NHL Draft Lottery, and Matt Sundin is smiling ear to ear.
It's a special opportunity to draft first overall. It's always good to have a stroke of luck as you're trying to build these teams out, and that night we got one.
After a second drawing,
the Sharks are going to pick second overall.
The draft order is set, and the speculation can officially begin. In Toronto, a big decision looms, with the Maple Leafs now owning the first overall pick in this year's draft.
I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be looking at one of the top forwards in the class, in Ivor Stenberg or Gavin McKenna.
I know there's a lot of debate over who might be the best player in this draft, but to me, McKenna is the number 1 pick.
He's been the youngest player on his team every level that he goes to, and he excels.
What really stands out is the hockey IQ.
This guy can do things and has vision that no one else in the draft class possesses.
He is going to take you out of your seat. He's going to find the highlight reel. He's going to elevate your power play. These are rare, rare qualities.
He's in the vein of Patrick Kane or Nikita Kucherov.
More so than that, you can see how grateful he is to be in the position he is, to be considered to be the first overall selection in this draft.
I'm from Whitehorse, Yukon, born and raised. Some people might think I'm like a city kid, but definitely not who I am. I loved growing up there. I dirt biked, I skidooed, I had a cabin. My grandpa built it himself. Pretty much all my childhood memories are there. And I'm First Nations, part of the Wolf Clan, so this is my indigenous animal. We're obviously very outdoorsy, but everyone in my family played hockey. Both sisters, grandpa, uncles, mom, dad, and started skating when I was 2 years old.
From a young age, he kind of got a passion for it.
He would fall asleep with a helmet on, his hockey gloves, puck beside him. He just was hockey obsessed.
So this is Gavin's backyard where we built the rink for him.
Yeah, I would be upstairs watching and taking some video or some pictures and cheering him on, asking him when he's going to come in. I remember there were some minus 35 days, and he would be out there for hours.
You can see over there all the holes in the PVC fence.
Now it's like they're kind of good memories, you know?
Having that access to the rink really played a big role in his hockey journey, really helped him build his skills. I'd come out a lot of times and play with them. It was some of the funnest times of my life.
When I was probably 8 years old, I was down south at a tournament.
Yeah!
I had a good game, and that was kind of when I got recruited.
They'd said, this kid might have some talent and might be able to go somewhere.
Since he was just a young kid, he had this dream of being an NHL hockey player.
McKenna!
But there wasn't a whole lot of competition here in Whitehorse, so he knew that he had to make some sacrifices.
It's not cheap having to fly down south pretty much every weekend for some competition, so I moved to Kelowna when I was 12.
It was hard, very hard.
I was in denial that he was going to move away, and then all of a sudden he was on the plane and gone.
I didn't really get to spend like the majority of my childhood with him. It was a big, big change.
But he knew that moving away was something that he needed to do in order to be better at his skill.
Now spread your wings out and fly.
Right now I'm in Kelowna training with Ryder. We're being mentored by Byron.
Build, power, drive your legs, drive your legs.
He's played in the NHL. He knows what it takes.
Gavin and Ryder are inseparable when they're here. He lived with us as a 12-year-old, and they've kind of become almost brothers.
Is this worth a point? Should we go best out of 7?
For
one point. In 2024, I was lucky enough to get drafted to Minnesota, and just trying to kind of share my experience and try to help him out.
He's like a brother to me. We always hang out and have fun.
Moving away was tough, but it takes hard work and dedication, and they helped me a lot. Once I got drafted to the WHL, I think that's when the hype really started to take off.
The sacrifices that his family's made is pretty special to get him to where he's at right now.
Gavin and his family's sacrifices led to success, but with more success came more pressure as he began his freshman season at Penn State.
This year, the pressure kind of took off to a new level.
The year at Penn State, I think, was just a roller coaster. Going from the WHL to university hockey is different. He went through adversity and, it built his character. He learned from it.
Right before World Juniors was when my game was at its lowest. I kind of wanted it to be a bit of a reset.
We saw him gain his confidence back, being a 14-point getter for Canada at the World Juniors.
He was a 50-point player in college hockey when all was said and done, and is still widely viewed as the consensus #1 player in this draft class amongst NHL scouts.
Really excited for the draft. It's something I've dreamed of since I was a kid. Wherever I get drafted, it'll obviously be a day I remember forever.
More people than others would have Gavin McKenna as the best prospect, but I definitely get the sense from talking around the league that it's very close.
While Gavin McKenna is the top-ranked North American skater, his counterpart topping the European list is Ivar Stenberg from the Swedish Hockey League.
Pretty early started to dream about NHL.
While Stenberg dreamed of the NHL from thousands of miles away, centerman Caleb Malhotra couldn't have been closer.
I kind of always thought, yeah, of course I'm going to play in the NHL.
And for him, the dream was easy to envision, like father, like son.
Here we go. Clean touch, hit the net.
Here in Stenungsund, hockey has always been a huge part of our family.
We have 3 kids. Odo, he's 20 years old, and then we have Ivar, he's 18, and then we have Knut, 16.
It has been sort of a passion for the whole family. We've introduced pretty early, started to do skating.
Every year we made our own ice hockey rink. When they got older, the net around the rink get higher and higher. The neighbors was not that happy, but they have a lot of fun. They could play for hours.
Nytt Ivar, gud vad gott du och fint Åke. Riktigt bra.
I was the coach for Otto's team, and Ivar was playing in that team.
When I did something bad, he was yelling at me, but...
I tried to be a supportive coach.
My dad has always made me a better hockey player. Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Outside edges, yes, outside edge.
Manny Malhotra landing the head coaching vacancy in Vancouver adds an interesting ripple to this draft class. He's now behind the bench of an organization that must be considering his son as the 3rd overall pick.
Take a half second longer to get something on it. There you go.
We've made a very conscientious decision that there's a very clear delineation between coach and dad.
He's always dad to me. If I want his coach's opinion, I gotta ask for coach.
I'll just send a rim coming down the wall. Clean touch. Off. Shot.
That's kind of the routine we go through. We go through our passing, then our stick handling, then our shooting, then our catch and shoots, and then finish with one-timers. I'm pretty biased, but I think he's the best coach out there.
There you go.
Caleb Malhotra has a lot of the same characteristics as his dad when he played. Defensive acumen, the face-offs.
Last one.
But also a guy who brings great skill to the table.
His game compared to mine at this age is light years ahead. His ability to make plays, his touch with the puck, the skill set that he has, way ahead of dad.
Up. You got that one? Wicked.
I play for Frölunda HC in the Swedish SHL.
History around Frölunda, a pretty big club in Sweden. We have Henrik Lundqvist, of course, and his brother Joel, Per-Johan Axelsson,
Lucas Raymond.
Lucas Raymond.
And Rasmus Dahlin, of course.
Rasmus Dahlin, of course, yeah.
Last season, Stenberg wrote his own page in his hometown club's illustrious history, notching the 5th most points ever for an 18-year-old in Sweden's top league.
It's the kind of season that puts you in the same conversation as the all-time greats in Swedish hockey. You're talking about Forsberg, you're talking about Naslund, you're talking about the Sedins, and now you're talking about Ivar Stenberg.
I compare myself to Tim Stutzle in Ottawa and Nikita Kucherov in Tampa. Good hands, good hockey IQ, and good shot.
I think he will adapt pretty quick to NHL. He really reads the game well.
Straight up, okay, dominate this game.
His hockey IQ is really something.
Neutral shin, pelvis tucked, hold the barbell here, 30 seconds each, all right?
For Caleb, everything that he does is self-driven. I don't have to tell him to go to the gym. I don't have to tell him to get on the ice. That's his desire to want to get to the next level.
Caleb Malhotra was a bit of a late bloomer, but the arrow was pointed straight up as far as his development, as far as his progress. And I think you're really just at the ground floor of what he's going to be able to do.
Making sure you're in good shape is the base of every hockey player, and trying not to take anything lightly and making sure everything I do in the gym is done with intent.
Jump tests, you're gonna be doing at the combine. Nothing else after this, so just empty the tank here. Let's go. Sweet.
Caleb told me he got all his athletic ability from one of you.
You're pitting us against each other.
Do you want to guess which one he said?
My mom, she went to school at UVic and played university soccer there, played for Team Canada for women's, and she's a pretty good athlete herself. I think that's where I get my athleticism from.
One of those annoying athletes that whatever she picks up, she's good at.
You're a pickleball champ, Ma.
Yeah.
First time on a golf course, first hole par pickleball champion at our elementary school. So she's quite a good athlete.
I didn't beat the kids. Stop talking about it. Sounds like I beat the kids.
She smashed these kindergarten kids.
Don't mess up, it'd be super embarrassing.
Mom, come on. When Dad's on the road, I'm with her all the time, and she's just been so huge in my upbringing. My uncle, Steve Nash, played in the NBA, and he taught me a few things about competing and just what it takes to be great. I have 3 younger siblings. They're pretty good athletes as well.
Just try and hit Caleb.
Even around the house, he's pretty competitive.
Yeah. I think it always starts off friendly. Oh, sorry, Choop.
No mercy.
We win!
Yeah!
While Malhotra may have gotten his athletic ability from his mother, his hockey drive unquestionably came from his father.
The New York Rangers select from the Guelph Storm, Manny Malhotra. Can't miss prospect.
Having played for 7 teams, there's 20% chance that he's on one of the teams that I played for.
It's a gorgeous day for an NHL draft here in Nashville.
For Stenberg, it was an older sibling who was there to push and inspire him.
St. Louis Blues are pleased to select Otto Stenberg, Frölunda, Sweden.
My big brother was drafted 2023 in Nashville.
It was a really nice event, but it was very nerve-wracking. You didn't know what to expect. I think we are much more cooler right now.
Just try to enjoy Ivar's journey.
For Caleb,
I think his major goal to start the season is just go higher than Dad. He didn't care where it was. As a dad, I want him to do better than me. That's the evolution of parenthood, is you want your kids to do better than you.
You never really know what happens until draft day. Just kind of taking it step by step right now.
I'm looking forward to just be there, take every second in. Stepping up to the stage and put on my first jersey would be amazing.
When you look at this year's draft class, there's a giant rich crop of defensemen, really talented defensemen who project to be top pair guys that championship teams are going to be able to build their cores around.
Intent, power, purpose, break the ball. Throw it in. That's it. Break the ball. Good.
Chase Reed, the guy who's come from nowhere. Maybe the best draft story that we have to offer this year.
I started playing hockey when I was 3 years old. Played on my first team when I was 5. Played almost like a split season my 16th year in the USHL with the Waterloo Blackhawks, but it didn't work out for me.
He was all set to go play that next season in the USHL, and they said they weren't going to play him.
Got scratched the first 8 of the season.
We were devastated.
The Sioux Greyhounds, they gave me a big opportunity to go do my thing.
He was able to go to the OHL, and it was phenomenal.
That was when I started to show the player I could really be.
He proceeds to go point per game. He's a right shot defenseman who can skate like the wind.
I realized that hockey might work out for me. Everything kind of took off from there.
Now we're looking at a guy who's a potential top 5 draft pick, and hey, he's in consideration to go first overall.
When you have people that notice how much you've worked and how hard you've worked to get there, I think it gives you an opportunity to really want to push more.
This is where I played on my first team, so figured we'd come out here and do some skills. Got to keep up on all your skills and in the weight room every day.
Come down a little bit, like a slower one, right? And then come back up. Yes. Woo! That's a goal.
Chase has been busy his whole life. He loves to be active and always be doing something.
He's got one of those dynamic, proactive games where he just gets the puck and he goes.
He could quarterback a power play. He could push the offense. He could transition pucks. This year, he just took off and his game went to a whole new level.
Okay, you want to pass back and forth?
Oh, get that one out of here.
I have one younger brother named Blake. He's just turned 14. He plays for Victory Honda.
We are very family-oriented, so we do everything together.
The tarp we've probably had for 7 or 8 years now, and it's been a lifesaver, but things still get hit, as you guys can just see while they're shooting. Beyond the tarp, this is why we had to get it. There's all sorts of dents and dings and nicks in the drywall, but this entire hole is just from hockey pucks going through it. When the boys move out, we'll fix it, but until then, this is our life.
Bright light shine, time has come.
I'm excited for draft day. I'm sure I'm going to be a little nervous and have butterflies in my stomach, but I'm super grateful to get that opportunity.
This is something once in a lifetime for him.
Praying they do call his name, and then terrified for when they do as well, because I know I'm going to be a bucket of tears, so.
It's emotional. It's your own kid. It's your baby.
They're just super proud of me. It's always been my dream to get drafted one day, and it's going to be an unforgettable experience, especially having all my family there.
As Chase Reed rose late to the top of NHL draft boards, another right-shot defenseman, Keaton Verhoff, has been prized by scouts for years due to his exceptional size, strength, and well-rounded game.
Keaton, the stuff that he has, you can't teach. I mean, he's big, he's very strong. We want to make him a better athlete, build more power and build more speed, get him to the next level. Get that knee up. There you go. That a boy.
That was speed. All these years of watching the draft,
something you've been building for a while, so it's pretty awesome. And see that's kind of almost here now.
When Keaton was little, I thought he was always really good at hockey, but he was my kid, so of course I thought he was really good at everything.
Yeah, and here I kept all my jerseys. This is Timbits, we call it, so little Tim Hortons jerseys.
It took a little while to realize how good he was.
I've been lucky and honored to wear the C a couple times with Hockey Canada.
I was a single mom, and we spent a lot of time together. I would help him get his equipment. I often didn't know exactly what he would need, and we would figure it out together. Do you have a ball?
Yeah.
You know, they do say you get your athletic ability from your mom.
You read that on TikTok. You saw that on TikTok. Oh! My cousins are Kirby and Colton Docks.
Kirby Dock, he's Dock, and it's kicked out. Rebound score! Colton Dock.
Growing up, we were about a 30-second walk to their house. Colton's 5 years older than me. Worked out with him the past couple summers. Watch your jibs. Yeah, watch your jibs. It's unfair. He's definitely not taking it easy. He doesn't really have an easy mode.
No mercy. Hear that, Auntie? No mercy on him.
There's things he's got to work on, things I got to work on, so it's fun to kind of compare that as a defenseman, as a forward. He wants to be one of the top picks in this year's draft. He's really working hard towards it. To have him there to push me as I push him is pretty amazing.
I got him. What a breath.
This used to be my stomping grounds. Me and my buddies always bike around here and then bike up to the pond and try and catch some fish. We haven't casted in a while. This could be real bad. Yep. Give me a couple warm-ups.
As draft day draws closer, the next milestone for prospects like Verhoff is attending the NHL Combine, where he'll run through a gauntlet of testing and interviews, something his cousin Colton can relate to.
Best advice would be just be yourself. A lot of these teams are going to be trying to decipher who you are. I mean, they all know what kind of hockey player you are. I think when they try and talk to you face to face, it's kind of get to know you a little bit more personally. One team asked what type of animal I think I'd be. What were you? Well, I'm pretty sure I said grizzly bear. So we did this with my team once. I said an alligator, but I think I gotta switch my answer up from there. I was thinking That's alligator. a crazy one. I sit there kind of calm and stoic. And then, when it comes time to pounce, I jump and pounce on it. Not a bad one, I guess, yeah.
Every year around the first week of June, the top draft-eligible prospects are invited to the NHL Scouting Combine. It's where general managers and scouts from every team gather for the chance to see the prospects up close. For the prospects, it's a week of media, health and fitness testing, and team meetings.
I grown up in Stenungsund, a little town outside Gothenburg.
My dad, he works for the power company up north, and my mom, she's a school teacher. I obviously like to think of myself as a good role model for young Indigenous kids. For me, being Indigenous and being a role model for those kids, it means a lot to me.
The Combine is a great opportunity for us to meet the kids. It's really an information gathering week, and it helps us as we go along to put our board together. And then obviously we get the chance to see them go through the testing and get some data there, which is a huge part of making decisions on athletes, is you need to have information.
Their on-ice performance, we've evaluated that. We've seen them all year. We kind of have ranked them where we are, and now to be able to get them in and get to meet them and get to see the personality and see what type of person they are, it really helps.
My name is Carson Carls. My name is Albert Schmitz.
My name is Jackson Cover.
I'm Wyatt Kahn.
I'm Marcus Ruck.
I'm Liam Ruck.
And we're the Ruck Twins.
You'll put your fingers out like that, and then when I drop it, you'll see how quickly you can catch it. All good, we'll do it again.
I played in Latvia till I turned 13. Since that, I have played in Finland, and now I'm here.
Čavisem na Latvijas, šeit Alberts Šmits, tagad esmu NHL kombainī.
The dream was always there in the back of my mind, just I understood that if I'm gonna keep working hard, there's gonna be a possibility that I can play in the NHL.
Albert Smits from Latvia, out of all the defensive prospects right now, he might be the most suited to play immediately. He's played for Latvia at the Olympics, he's played for Latvia at the World Championship, and he has fit in seamlessly. And in addition to that, who doesn't want a Swiftie in their dressing room? Loves Taylor Swift. Albert Smits, he's definitely one to watch in this draft.
How many was that?
It always looks easier on TikTok. All right, none right. 2 right.
Come on.
Going into the combine, we always check to see if a player is going to be celebrating his 18th birthday. Caleb Maholcher's birthday was June 2nd, so we surprised him with a birthday cake. They don't have family here with them, so it's just a nice little surprise.
Dan Mark called me downstairs, thought I was kind of in trouble, then gave me a cake for my birthday, so that was pretty special. I'm gonna go home, celebrate with my family after all this is done.
Rapid fire question, so it's basically you or your dad. Who's better at fast?
Me.
And who's got better hair?
Me, for sure.
It'd be cool to play for my dad, but still a long ways to go. You never know what's gonna happen on draft day.
This is Wyatt. I'm Leah Hextall. So lovely to meet you.
My dad is Matt Cullen. My dad coached me all the way up, so I think those are obviously great memories.
My last name is Hextall. I come from a hockey family, so I know what it's like.
Yeah.
When you often get, are you related, right? Do you have a kind of a core hockey memory, something that stands out to you from being a kid maybe?
Yeah, I think definitely kind of those couple years in Pittsburgh with him. Won those 2 cups. I think those are pretty special. I'll be around the rink with Crosby and get to go in the locker room and all that. So some years I'll remember forever.
I'm with the Cullen crew. Matt, what does it mean to you knowing that your boys are old enough to really understand what Dad does now and to see something like this happen?
It adds so much to it. I mean, you're looking at something that you didn't think you could really add anything to, but when you involve your boys, help them see all this is pretty cool.
Did you find any of it a hindrance at times?
You see some stuff online, you got to be as good as your dad or whatever and stuff like that, but I try not to let that get to my head or anything, kind of try to just make a name for myself and do my own thing, I feel like. But I think it's pretty cool, honestly, to have a dad that played in the NHL and kind of try to embrace it.
Flips, and good there.
You guys get your makeup done? Oh, yeah. I don't think I need any makeup.
Not very pretty cute.
Oh, stop.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Kelsey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. The curls are looking good.
That's what I was going for.
Do you want any lip balm or anything?
Yes, please.
I got you.
I've been trying to find some all weekend.
Where are you from?
From the Cayman Islands, so that's why it's like the temperature change.
Oh my God, it's freezing.
Yeah. I got into hockey when I was 3 years old. My dad brought me to a Learn to Skate program in the Cayman Islands. And it wasn't ice hockey, it was a roller hockey. And I moved to Canada when I was around 13 years old and just started to focus on ice hockey and just trying to progress. I thought the NHL was a possibility once London took a chance on me in the 4th round, and I have progressed a lot this season. I feel like I'm only scratching the surface. I have a lot more room to grow as a player, and I'm really excited to see where I can go.
Jackson Culver and I played roller hockey together in the Cayman Islands while I lived there for 4 years, so him and I go way back. They came for a tournament in Mississauga one time, and I went to watch it because I had already moved back to Canada, and he was playing 3 years up, and he had like 5 goals. He was always really good at hockey.
It's just like you're hanging out at a party or something. That looks great. Oh,
fashion shoot.
I grew up on a 500-head cattle farm and showed me a lot about how to be really resilient and hardworking. And I kind of just grew up loving the game on the outdoor rinks and a small-town vibe. So once I left to Prince George Cougars, it kind of took me in, and I've kind of elevated my game since then. It's been a great experience for me. I mean, I've gotten to see a lot of new faces and familiar faces as well, and just spend a lot of time with my buddies and meet all these new teams and gain my experience for interviews.
It's not easy to get to this level being twins, and we've been together every step of the way. It's unbelievable doing all this cool stuff with your twin brother. It's so special.
What's the longest you two have ever been apart, you and Liam?
I think it was 4 days.
In your whole 18 years?
Yeah.
Is it necessary for you two to be drafted by the same team?
I think so, and I hope so.
Hear me out. When he gets drafted, you go up.
We got the fitness testing coming up, another important part of this experience, and should be lots of fun going out there and competing with all the great players that are at this event.
The Combine is really the culmination of the year for all of these kids. The hockey
is done. But the decisions that NHL clubs are still making and sort of fighting over on their draft lists has not fully come to its conclusion. It's all about getting questions answered, whether that's through the physical testing or through the interview process. And it's an opportunity to make either a positive or a negative impression.
Can't be.
What?
Can't be that.
We'll see. Obviously, lots of guys have done it already today, though, and heard it's hard, but you get through it, so it should be fun.
Touches the bar, we come back up, all the way extended, all the way extended. Go! 1, 2, go! Yes. 1, 2, go!
2-1.
You can fight about that one afterwards. Go ahead and jump up.
One of these?
I am going to push you till you absolutely can't do anymore. I want you to push as hard as you can, as long as you can. You ready? Start pedaling at 70 RPMs, all right? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, go ahead, man. 70 RPMs. Spot on. We're going to 80, 85.
Keep pedaling, keep going, keep going.
Doing great. Stay right there. Going to 90. No problem. We're moving up.
Come on, keep those legs moving.
You're on it. Keep going. 20 seconds. Nothing left on this stage. Keep going. Keep pushing. Moving up again.
Give me 95 RPMs, 95.
100.
You got this stage, no problem. You gotta get up there if you can. Keep going, buddy. You got it. Round, round, round. Push, pull, push, pull. Come on, Chase. You got 10 seconds left.
Push, 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 push. We got you. Great job.
You're there, man. All right, nice and slow.
Great job.
Woo!
That was a good one. That was a good one, folks.
They'll show you exactly what to do. Other than that, you guys just have to tell us your favorite part about the week. Any like interviews or like fun questions you had?
They asked how many uses I could find for a brick.
Okay, and how many did you find?
Like 4, I think.
I did hear once that the Sharks asked someone like what animal would you be, and the kid's answer is maybe it's like a lion, and they're like, you wouldn't be a shark?
A chimp or something, because I'm like fun and like creative, I guess. I don't know. Is there a best answer?
I've heard a female lion.
A female lion? Why? Because they actually hunt.
That goes out and they do all the kills and get the food.
Any chest you're dreading?
Pull-ups.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Wouldn't be. Probably like 10 maybe. I don't know.
I did 12 this morning. So I did 15. I did. Yeah. Why are you surprised? Well, whenever you guys are ready, you can head over there.
All right.
Ready or not, it's day 2 of testing at the NHL Combine. One final opportunity for the prospects to showcase themselves in front of NHL scouts and general managers.
6'4".
Nice.
5'11", 1/4. That's the first one.
Yeah. It's a good start.
5'11" and a half. 5'11" and 3/4.
Are we sure he wasn't cheating?
You guys would go to the sprint first, then we'll move to pro agility. Once he tells you you're in a good position, you're going to sprint all the way through the far gray line.
Now, when you're running, right foot forward first.
Right foot?
Yeah. You get into position, and I get everything the green light, and I say go. Okay?
Am I letting the belt go, or am I keeping
No,
it
don't
on?
do that. We want to protect the hardware.
Okay. Yeah.
So just explode out of the gate.
Okay.
Broad jump test. It's a 2-legged jump. Go jump as far as you can. Use those arms for aid. You're gonna stick the landing. Just hold that landing for a couple seconds so our recorder can record your heels.
109.
Wow.
Great. Nice big jumps there. Good job.
His numbers are so good.
Yeah,
His jumps.
he's so athletic.
Yeah.
So you'll jump, take a break, jump, take a break, jump. And then you're gonna do 3 more jumps. The hands are on the hips. Same protocol, jump, take a break, jump, take a break, jump.
First jump. Go ahead. Arms free. Yep. Well done.
Russ.
This station, I feel like not nearly as bad as the wing gate. The wing gate is the absolute worst. Okay, there you go. Up, 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 up. Go, 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 go. Good job.
It was good. It was fun. Obviously, you want to do your best at everything, so I wanted to prepare hard for this, and as soon as my season was done, I didn't really take a break. I wanted to prepare for the combine.
I thought everything went pretty smoothly. It was good to be out there with the guys and get it over with nice and early in the morning. So
I'm ready to be done with all the testing, that's for sure.
Honored to be here, and it's a privilege. I mean, I've been looking forward to this for so long now, so to kind of finally be here and experience it was pretty cool.
Long week, got through a ton of interviews, a ton of testing, so proud of myself, kind of proud of the other guys here. I know a lot of them, so it's just nice to feel that accomplishment of just finishing this week and going through that kind of mental challenge, so it's great.
You know what we're doing? 30 seconds all out? Yeah, 30 seconds as hard as you can. I'm going to do a countdown. When I tell you to go, you go.
We're just doing one of these or 2?
How many one? Just one. Ready, set, go, 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 go! Let's go! Move those feet!
Come on, Chase! You come here and you kind of dread the physical stuff a little bit, but once you go through it, you get to go through it with your friends and kind of see how you score up against them and competing against each other, and you want to see each other succeed. So it's just a fun ride, and you want to make the most out of it. If I was a young kid telling myself that this is where I'd be, and it'd be a dream come true. So it's something I'm very grateful for and something I'll never take for granted. Good job.
Once the NHL Scouting Combine ends, teams are on the clock trying to figure out what they're going to do, laying that groundwork for what's going to happen June 26th and June 27th back here in Buffalo.
Kid, it's got high intelligence that is thinking the game on another level.
Like, I see this guy as a potential 80 point plus guy. I really do.
When you're talking about bringing in a #1 overall pick to the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's going to require a special player and a special person to come in and make the type of impact that we're hoping for and expecting.
You have to absolutely love the guy and be so sure.
He's got to be exceptional.
What scares you? I haven't heard much concern about him.
We've got great scouting staff that's spent a lot of time on evaluating all these players, getting to know them as players, probably more importantly, getting to know them as people.
He impacts the game. He impacts the game.
It's not just about winning the first overall pick, it's what you do with it, and now it's our responsibility to get it right.
It's a unique year. There's a lot of good defensemen in this draft. There's also a lot of high-end forwards. There's a flavor for everybody, so depending on who you ask, their list could be different.
Ultimately, it's the list that matters.
We'll get that list down to where we're ready to go.
A draft pick can turn into a prospect that can change the face of your franchise.
There's a lot of really interesting storylines going into this year's NHL draft.
We have a consensus #1 with Gavin McKenna. That doesn't mean all 32 clubs would agree with that.
There's a lot of debate over who might be the best player in this draft.
I think the San Jose Sharks really are the wild card of this year's draft, having the #2 pick. You see what they've already built around Macklin Celebrini.
It feels like this is an opportunity now to really round out this core.
Do you strategize taking the top available player on your list?
Or do they look at this crop of defensemen and start to build from the back end out?
Vancouver at #3. It's going to be interesting because Caleb Malhotra is one of the top centermen ranked in the draft class. His dad was recently named the head coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Do they go that way, or do they go the way of the high-end defenseman?
Albert Smits is another one of those defensemen that is going to be very hard to pass up in this draft.
You might not know his name yet, but you're going to know it because he's going to be a bona fide NHL defenseman one day.
The Ruck Twins are a fascinating ripple in this year's draft class.
If you take one, are you obligated to take the other?
I think everyone's looking to see is some team going to make a move to try and get the two of them.
Wyatt Cullen is interesting to me.
He's got to be one of the most purely skilled players in this year's draft.
His father, Matt, was a prime player at the same age.
3-time Stanley Cup champion.
I think he's a player that a team may trade up for.
It is a very strong draft. All the teams ahead of us are looking for something different, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to unfold.
You really got to do your homework and make sure you are taking the best player available.
It's exciting for us to know that even at 6, we're going to get a very, very good player.
We have a chance to do some great things and add another core piece or organization.
When draft day comes, we've done all our homework and it's time to write the test.
Soon, all of the speculation and anticipation will come to an end.
It's been 17 years of my life almost leading up to this. It's been something I've been looking forward to for so long.
I'm excited for draft day. I'm sure I'm going to be a little nervous and have butterflies in my stomach.
It's just going to be such a surreal moment. A lot of emotions in the air.
I've been getting a little more emotional as I got older, so I probably won't cry, but we'll have to see.
The lives of so many forever changed.
Just hear your name called by an NHL team, it's going to be so surreal, and I think there may be some tears in my family.
To hear my name called would be a dream come true.
And what once was a dream will become an opportunity. An opportunity to play in a first NHL game, to score a first NHL goal, and for some, to one day reach the ultimate dream, moving their name from draft board to immortality. And it all begins with those unforgettable words.
Welcome to the NHL. Welcome to the NHL. Welcome to the NHL.
Welcome to the NHL.